Hello, everybody. We are doing a little bit of the Nashkel Homebrew. Sadly, we don't have anyone joining us on camera tonight, but our players are here, ready to roll. Um,
Hello.
Hello.
so let me do a sound check real quick. So the scenario tonight is you're getting ready to walk out the door. You have a couple extra dollars in cash in your pocket, and you hear the ice cream truck coming down the street, and for whatever reason, you are really in the mood for something from the ice cream truck. So the question is, now Logan has already answered this, but for the rest of you, starting with Mantha, what would you get from the ice cream truck?
I've literally never been to an ice cream truck, so probably whatever is most chocolatey.
Okay. Interesting. Well, you definitely need to do that. Add that to your bucket list because
My parents told me that when the music was playing, that meant that the trucks were out of ice cream. So
very nice. Um, the reason this is an interesting question as opposed to what kind of ice cream do you like is because ice cream trucks have their own whole what's it called?
Menu.
variety
Yeah,
sort of thing.
inventory. That's what I was looking for. Their own inventory that you don't find anywhere else. Uh, there are some rare occasions where it will cross over. You might be able to find one thing they sell at Walmart or something they sell at the movie theater or something like that. But there are some certain things that you can only find at a ice cream truck. So what
Well,
about?
damn, the last 20 years of my life were kind of wasted, huh?
I'm not saying they're good things. I'm just saying it's different. So what about you, Miss Ashley?
I do tend to prefer like those just regular ice cream sandwiches. I like them a lot. But like cookie ice cream sandwiches are also good if you don't want me to be boring.
I just want you to be honest. Whatever you would normally get. And what about you, Nick?
To be honest, it has also been a long time since I have been to an ice cream truck, but I have been to one. So I'd probably get like that kind that has like a bubblegum piece in it in like the center or something like that. One of those probably.
So for Mantha or any of our other overseas people who've never been to an ice cream truck, they make character ice creams and they sell them. So SpongeBob, Spider-Man, things like that.
They always look
And
awful.
if you look at the picture, there's this cool drawing, and where the eyes are little pieces of the round bubble gum that you would get from a gumball machine, little gumballs. And I mean they have Simpsons, they have lots of different characters. When you actually open them up, it looks like some sort of mutated freak show that's a terrifying nightmare. And so it looks nothing like the picture, but a lot of kids love it because it's sherbet and you get a little piece of ice cream in it. So they also have other ones with like a larger pieces of ice cream and stuff in them as well. All right, so that leaves Logan.
It's gotta be the orange dreamsicle. I can't believe no one else said that.
Well, I'm sorry, I really like ice cream sandwiches.
I'm right there with you. I like an
Dreamsicles are
ice
so
cream
good.
sandwich any day of the week. I don't like the weird ones. No, they have these mint chocolate chip and this weird, chocolate ice cream sandwiches or Neapolitan ice cream sandwiches. Just give me a regular old ice cream sandwich any day of the week. Anyway,
Delicious.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Nope, I just said, yep, delicious.
I agree. All right, so this is the first time that players are seeing this. I need to add one little piece to this, and then we're going to be doing a little bit of questions and answers. You should feel lucky because all the other group photos I've done, I just did them and the characters liked them or didn't and didn't have any say. You guys are going to actually have a little say in this. I also made sure this is the first one I actually used a grid on so I could double check and make sure the heights of everybody.
Fancy.
I think you might
Wow.
be a little bit surprised by the height of different people.
Mhm.
We got very small and very tall people.
I
But-
just noticed that Catherine and Jen have new tokens.
Where?
They
Where?
do.
Where is the picture? Let me see it.
All right, so all I'm doing real quick, folks, is I'm adding Piper. He's an last minute addition. Unlock it. Shift, control, I mean, boom. Throw him down behind Genesis. Lock it. All right, we're ready to go. Here we are. Unlock. All right, so I hope this is a good size for everybody on their various computers.
Ooh.
So we will be adding Athena. So Athena is an owl who is almost the same size as Kithri. So I might be tweaking this a little bit, shifting Kithri and them over to make room for Athena. But first question.
Do not put Kither next to Tusk. She looks way too short.
So the first,
She could basically ride Piper at this point.
so the first question is, since you see how I have all the pictures, all of them are PNG files, which simply means that they're just the people with no background, except for Kithri. She is, you see her climbing through a window. I personally think it works. I don't think it stands out a little bit, but I don't think it stands out enough to where it looks bad. But what do you guys think? Especially you, Ashley, you have the final say. Do you want me to remove everything around Kithri so that she's just her, or do you like the way it is?
It depends. I know, like, part of me is thinking you could have her maybe more on, like, eye level with literally everyone else if she has, like, a window to be climbing through, so it might look good.
Well, I never even thought of that. My whole thought was size from the ground up. That's a cool idea. I mean, I can actually do that right now.
Yay.
Yeah, and I mean, at some point we could make like a room that they are in or something, and then have Kithri climbing through a size accurate window.
Mm.
Kithri.
Yeah.
We just remove the background from Kithri and have her sitting on Tusk's shoulder.
Okay, so now the second question is if you can't see the right side of Callus, Bow, and all the way to Krex, lightning shooting out of his hand, where that ends. Then zoom out a little bit, because you want it to be at least that big. I'm going to take a look at some backgrounds. Let me know what you think. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, there are 8 that I'm going to be showing you. So let me know what you think of them. Number 1.
Oh, that is not.
Floating window.
Nope.
Oh no.
Accidentally
got-
exited out of Fantasy Grounds.
Oh.
Oh
Oh.
no.
It's fine.
I thought you were reacting to the background.
Oh, I was gonna say that's a bit harsh. I was just gonna say, oh no, we touched the goo, the blue goo.
I mean, on that one, Kithri's just sitting on the edge of the mountain. She's just massive and in the background.
Are you able to? Are you with Logan or somebody else, or should we wait? Okay, Ashley.
I've got it back up already. My computer's
nice.
fast.
All right, so I'll share it again. Oh, you're not going to do it. Okay, give me just a second. All right, but while we're waiting here for a moment, I do have I did want to talk to Mantha. So Mantha is my chief moderator for the stream, and she went through and made, like she already shared tonight, where you can find out about all the different characters by simply putting the asterisk and their name. I did this you following her format and some of the things that she did. I also did the same thing for Sunday night's campaign. We had a raid halfway through, and several people were using that. So kudos to Mantha for helping me out. It was a great idea that she came up with herself, and I love it. And so I really appreciate her.
Oh, well, I appreciate you too. I get to feel powerful and make fun commands.
Ha ha ha.
All right, so that is number 1. Number 2.
We're in space.
Number 3.
Space.
Now this one is a lot higher. If you zoom out, it goes up, but the top of it doesn't really matter. And I can also cut it off just above Tusk's head if we wanted to.
Kithri is climbing through a magical window. Just got like a window in a pocket or something. It's a magic item she has
We could add a tree.
for dramatic effect.
I mean, that literally is an item. It's called a portable hole, is it not?
Oh, never mind. That's for something else. Let me switch
Da-da.
I guess Kithri's about
or
to
rope
die.
trick.
Grim Reaper behind her.
I mean, we've gotten close a few times.
It's true.
Jelly Kithri.
We love Blob Kithri in this house.
All right, so these have been sort of like school picture backgrounds. Here's a couple more that a little more unique.
Okay.
These feel like those images where, like, if you stare at them long enough, and then look away, like your vision will start to move.
All right, and then the last two are actually my favorites. So
All right.
and by the way, Ashley, the
Hmm.
the in between of getting rid of all of everything around Kithri is I could just get rid of the painted stuff and still have the window sill. So all the night behind her would be there, but you would still see the brick.
Hmm.
So that's also a choice. And then the last one. Open up the folder. Is one or with a little bit of blood added.
Great.
To be honest, I kind of like that last one.
Blood.
Curse the Barbarian loves the
Blood.
one that has blood on it.
I like
think
this one as well. I think this is my favorite. But what are your comments? Those are the 8 you've seen. If you want to go back to any, let me know. I can also fade it a little bit more.
Something I did really like these last two as well. This one I like without the blood. And though I also like the one that was right before this.
You liked it without the blood?
Yeah, I think I
the-
like that.
One that was before this standard background, because I was kind of treating that as the same one.
Now, if you prefer this color, we can go let me see what this one is.
I think if we go for a bloody background, we might want to change the name from the Nashkel Heroes group photo to the Nashkel Nuisances group photo. We have not disposed of a single dead body all campaign. We're just
We
like
disposed of that one body way, but actually it's really bad that I had to go that far.
Oh, shoot.
My point exactly.
C.
We're like,
Okay.
Jen's like, it'll return to nature sometime.
Hmm.
I think the only time we actually disposed of a body was when it was in the middle of a city.
Okay.
And that was only one of the couple times that happened.
I think it's less than 10 total. Like,
I was thinking less than 5.
yeah, I was giving us some leeway.
See, this is why you get a lizard man, so he can just eat them.
Well, start eating them then.
No,
Ah,
He's a
he's
lizard
a
man.
dragonborn, not a lizard man.
Nah. He's our large
Close
kobold.
enough.
All right, or just get an
Okay,
Otyog with the party.
true.
All right, so do we like this color, or do you prefer the gray? The first
I
one,
like
the
this
one
one.
before it, was the same. Hold on. So this one was originally come on, fart knockers. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. This color.
What if we... Sorry, I'm throwing out ideas. What if we combine both this one with the reddish hue with the next one as the gray and have the red over the gray? Is that possible?
All right, so that is the red over the gray. I would turn down the gray like that. So you looking at that?
I kind of like that idea.
Yeah, that is my contribution. How does everybody feel about that?
Actually, I really like that myself.
Yeah, I like it.
Looks pretty good. I was thinking about maybe you adding some kind of brick pattern to the background. So Kit 3 has a window to be climbing into from. I don't know.
Well,
Um,
I think maybe Sven's idea that he mentioned earlier, where he just kind of gets rid of the colored background.
hmm.
Oh, and then maybe replaces it with that.
I pissed off the DM too much. There was a boulder, and I didn't see it coming.
So we're looking at something like that. Again, we can bring it down.
Maybe fade it a bit and put it behind the other two?
Like graffiti.
I mean, yeah, graffiti, wearing down, this and that. Some intriguingly colored moss.
Maybe.
What the hell? Where did my brick go? There it is.
Sorry, I don't want to be the only one with opinions here. Go forth,
I mean,
my
I've
friends.
No.
given opinions. You're fine.
Yeah. I think that could work. Logan, you have any thoughts on it?
Brick.
Looks fine to me.
Folder. Brick needs to go down low. There we go. All right. Took me a while, but I finally was able to get it underneath everything. I
think I
don't
like
know
it like
that the
that. Might
brick
add
helps
enough
at all.
texture to the background and for stuff to us to be in front of.
Yeah.
We got Tuck's blood splatter. We got the brick that that Kithri's climbing through. We got the fadedness of whatever dungeon we are in, or down town area that is less traveled. I like the placement of all the characters here. I like how Crack is just shooting off to the side, his lightning bolts, and
not hitting us like
Yeah.
normal.
Yep, definitely like that.
honestly, I actually really like how the idea where Kitsuri's up and kind of climbing through a window at eye level. I actually think that works really well.
Yeah, because
I do
she's so
too.
small.
Yeah. I like this. Yeah. Not sure. What about everyone else?
Okay, I'm going to add something to K3. Give me just a second here. Plus, there we go. No, make this like a 1. What's going on? Alright, plus folder. Dirt.
Thanks everyone who was watching for putting up with us
Hmm.
making our group photo. Because for me, I'm a little excited because I've never actually had something like this. So I don't know about everyone else.
It's fun seeing like proportions and stuff.
Yeah.
K3.
Because I don't know.
There.
Kid
I
3
mean-
at true size.
Tusk.
K3 at true size.
Alright, so what do you think of that? It sort of blends away the sharpness of the bricks where she is.
Hmm.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Because then it just kind of looks like stone and not quite like stone bricks.
And kind of works for how we have the background.
There we go. Now it's not covering up her hand. I want to go to 0.5. Keep that aspect lock. Go to here and go to there. Okay, now let's go to painting. Oh, that's why it was weird. Okay. So the stream, I'm going to I'm going to try one last thing.
Try away.
And do the same thing I just did. Boom. Whoa. There you go. Now you can't see Kithri.
I mean, she's sneaky enough.
There we go. Alright, 0.5. And we go color, and we go there, and we go to this. Perfect. And then we go bring it down to where we can't see much, up a little bit more. There we go. Okay, and now we turn it. All right, here we go. So painting, tint, bring it down. Does that help? Sort of blend
Yeah.
the Kithri in the background a little bit more,
Mm.
so it's not as
Yep.
harsh.
I think it works, or it helps.
So if you're not sure before,
I think maybe the one that you're messing with right now could be a little bit of a lighter gray to match the background and not the stones. If that makes sense. Like trying to match the gray behind the purple instead of the gray from the windowsill. Sorry if that makes you have to do that all over again.
this needs to go below calloused and above Kithri. There we go. Boom. All right, what do you guys think?
It's
I'm
cool.
liking it a lot.
Yeah, looks good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so zooming back out. Cool. All right, so yeah, cool. All right, so I like it. Like I said, all we'll need to do is add Athena. I might just add Athena below Kithri, sort of in between Tusk and Callus. There's a nice little spot right there for Athena. Um, the only other thing I might do is slide Kithri over and have Athena next to her, between the two of them, and move Callus over a little bit as well. But we'll figure that out when we get there. So we are very close to where we want to be. And
Mhm.
so like I said, this is where So if you want to throw this down in your hotkey somewhere, hotbar. Shift.
Hi.
Conditions. Schools of Magic. Okay, I thought I had some by everybody. Ah, correct. There it is. Boom. All right. Well, cool. Thank you for your input, guys. So now you only have yourself to blame. So let's get back to the game, shall we?
I mean, I guess we could play D&D. I don't know. Anybody else got anything else they want to do?
I would argue that this is part of playing D&D, but
Mhm.
hey.
Yeah.
So last time you guys had just finished up a fight. Does Mantha, you're really good at these type of things. Do you want to explain what happened?
You put me on the spot here, Dad. So, we were heading out early in the morning to hopefully get some travel done quickly. And up on some of the rocks above us, we saw some, like the light of a campfire, like flickering off some rocks, and heard some music. And so, you know, diplomacy. Jen decided to play along with the music to let them know, like, so they weren't like surprised when we came up. We tried diplomacy. Didn't quite work out so well. And so we decided, okay, well, they're fighting us now. Time to kill them. So it was a group of, I believe, 3 spellcasters, with one sort of like an automaton-ish spellcaster, and the dwarf was invisible for most of the whole time, and I'm trying to do good words, but I can't really do it. And
We believe.
and by the end of the last session, we had just finished the fight. There was a lot of fun counterspell shenanigans. Of okay, well, not so fun at first.
Amusing in hindsight. How about that?
Amusing in hindsight. Of well, this guy wants to counterspell your spell. Well, I'll counterspell his counterspell, and then somebody else is like, no, I'll counterspell her counterspell of their counterspell of that spell. So
That happened.
yeah, shenanigans. Amusing. It's a fun story. That's what I can think of. The dwarf was invisible for most of the time. And I think he was planning on teleporting everybody out. Something like that.
Then we knocked him out.
Yeah. So Taggy Rit, somebody else. What did you want to add to this whole thing? Putting you on the spot, Logan. What other details are there that you remembered that I did not?
I think you did fine.
I kind of feel bad beating these guys up, even though they attacked us.
Yeah,
I
that's
know.
what I was feeling. Like,
Okay, Greg did try to stay out of the fight, and then they attacked you as well. So, like...
yeah. I even tried to just incapacitate him with polymorph, but then he still attacked me. So.
Okay. Nick, is there anything that you remember
missed
at the
last
fight?
session.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I was
I
not here
definitely
last session,
remembered
so
that.
there was that.
Ashley, is there anything that you remembered about the fight that I did not?
It was annoying. Counterspell, counterspell, counterspell. I do kind of feel bad for, like I said, for knocking these guys out. And that, like, someone was looting the. Well, they might
Oh.
not be bodies yet, but looting them,
So
maybe.
did you kill them, or are they still alive?
I don't
we
know.
didn't intentionally do non-lethal damage, so I'm gonna assume that they're dead.
I mean, hey, they could have
sorry.
saved their death
Folks, I
saves
forgot
or
to
whatever.
mute
They
the mic. I
might still be
apologize.
alive.
It's rude and disgusting.
Okay.
Kind of kicks the dead body with like a hole inside
You don't know
of
if
its
it's dead.
head. Kicks the
That's
body
It
with a
will
hole in the
be.
side of its head, blood all over. Yeah, he's just sleeping.
Hmm.
All right, so you have 4 bodies on the ground. You all are still,
The floor.
adrenaline is still pumping, and wounds are still bleeding. The night slowly goes back to silence as the crickets and night birds slowly start resuming their songs and their sounds. Campfire is still crackling next to you, and let me throw Tusk back in. So I will say if you step back and just sort of think almost metagaming, it was a very unique encounter. You guys have fought. I
Mages.
try to keep things interesting for you guys as a DM. Um, I've thrown hordes of people where you've had like 20 kobolds. Um, last time you had a whole bunch of you had a bunch of civilians involved as well as a bunch of different people.
Mhm.
I've had big mega bosses like the Hag, where it was just one person against you guys, but very tough.
The hag.
But this was different. Again, unique in that you had spellcasters who were intelligent and were working. They had a leader, and they were coordinated, and had a couple roles gone differently, especially in initiative. It would have ended very different. They would have teleported out. So it was very different, and you guys did a really good job, especially without Tusk. With Tusk, really wouldn't have been much of a challenge. But unless they were able to incapacitate him, which they may have been able to do. But it was I thought it was a lot of fun for me because you guys I wasn't sure how you were going to survive and how you were going to do against these guys because they were not easy. So I thought you did a really good job. All right, so getting back, so you've got these bodies, and yes, for the viewers at home, this is one of the most passive, most friendly groups in existence, and per usual, they did not want to fight. They did not. They tried every means possible to not fight, and yet they had no. They ended up where they had no choice.
Tusk
I
is
mean,
probably mad somewhere.
It's
It's like, I
Jen's
tried
fault.
diplomacy. They still attacked us.
I'm pretty sure there's one option where it was just not approach them, but we didn't do that.
You know, I like to think that maybe they were bandits.
I mean, history is written by the victors, so
I mean, I'm not gonna say that. I mean,
All right. So, what would you like
Right.
to? What guys like to do?
I guess we'd like to loot the bodies of these very rude people. If people didn't already do that.
No, as I said, the bodies are still bleeding, and there are.
Hmm.
They have not been able to do that. So, in addition to the normal, I normally don't do this because typically it's not required. Um, whoever is looting the bodies, give me a investigation check in the
to see
tower.
if they're still alive.
Well,
Part of me doesn't
unless
really want to
someone wants.
know.
Well, unless someone else is going to do it instead. Tuss, since I said I would do it, will do it. Unless our thief expert, who tends
Are you
to
kidding me
like
right now?
thievery stuff.
Who knows where to look for secret pockets and stuff?
In other words, Nick doesn't want to say his investigation sucks, so Catherine, you should roll it.
She kind of like sees Tusk like approaching the bodies and like kind of kneeling down, like his hands get kind of close to them. He keeps glancing back towards her. She just sighs and walks over to go help.
He's just like sort of patting the body. I don't find anything. Looking at Kithri.
He leaves behind a body that obviously has like a bunch of stuff still on it, and she's like, "What are you even doing?"
He kind of goes over to one and just like puts pressure on one of the wounds or something just to make sure it's dead, and then walks over to another, stuff like that.
Sticks his finger in the wound to see if it's cold yet.
Alright, so give me a roll.
Alright. In the tower?
Yes, please. Alright, so if you want to open up your party sheet. And Tusk, I still need your roll as well.
Oh, yes. Da-da-da. Cool.
Alright, so what are you guys, before we add this other stuff, what are you doing with the stuff that's in there already? You just leaving it on the ground?
Honestly, everything besides the handkerchief Tusk is interested in, especially the longsword, just because he likes what people do with different kinds of metals. But if anyone else has any preferences for stuff,
I mean, could take the gems. There's a
Alright,
few
so
of them in
correct
there.
steak and a chalcedony. What about the embroidered silk handkerchief?
There's the onyx and the star rose quartz too. No one else wants them.
Um, I Jen's not really interested in the handkerchief, but the dice seem like a fun way to pass time.
Yeah, these also things that need to be carried to be sold at some point. So even if you don't want them, if no one wants them, somebody just grab it. Let me know. So like, you know, that you're carrying it, and then you can just sell it later.
Yeah, and I mean, like,
I would
we
forget
would
to
like
sell
to
it,
sell
to be
things.
honest.
Tusk will hold on to the handkerchief if no one else wants to hold on to it until we sell it. Because
And what I
yes,
do
I'm
is
usually good.
I put it on the location. Hold on a second. Fancy Grounds is being weird.
Mhm.
What the frick going on here with my stuff? Oh, is he not in the thing? I bet you he's not in the thing. That's what it is. Tusk. Boom. 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 Boom.
There we go.
Okay, I figured out what's happening. All right, so what I do is in the inventory is I put in a location, I put sell, and that way I don't forget. And when we get into a town, I just drag everything that says sell back to sell it. Anyway, so anybody else want an onyx? There's two of them.
Back.
Correct. And 3. And the Star Rose Quartz.
Actually, I would like one of the gems if that is all right with people.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you can take it.
Right? Sweet.
All right, so Tusk, you find a ring on the dwarf. There is a couple pieces of armor that look interesting. Kithri, you find a map rolled up inside a small. So if you look at the picture of the dwarf, he has like a hardened leather pouch um, on his belt, and there is a silk lining in it, and underneath it you find a map and a piece of parchment in there as well, smaller piece of parchment. There is and then scattered amongst the rest of them, you see a pearl, and you realize that from the automaton, one of the pieces of one of his arms actually comes out and is a rod that was part of his arm. It doesn't match the rest of it. It was just sort of built in and is a rod. Tusk, you're able to determine that. Callist is able to notice that the longbow is a little weird. And enough talk. Let me give it to you guys. All right, so just to clarify, the long sword and the mace are normal. Do you want to keep them or throw them away?
Honestly, probably throw them away. I don't think anyone of us are interested in those.
Not particularly, no.
All right, there's 7 arrows. Those are normal arrows.
I mean, Callus might want them, but
Unfortunately, I do not have a bow.
Yeah. Well, there's a perfectly good bow right there.
There is a longbow right there. Yep.
There is, but it might suit Callist a little bit better.
Yep. Which that's also what I was thinking of giving to him. Remind me again, because my brain is type of function. Does anyone actually know how to identify or like
Yeah.
did any of you have the spell identify, or have we always just been learning it as we go?
So the way I interpret the rules as written is silly, in my opinion. However, the rules as written is anybody, simply by handling an object, can determine whether or not it's magic.
Right, that's how we've been doing it.
But that
If
only
you-
tells you whether or not it's magic, and if it's cursed, by handling it, you are subject to that curse. Then anybody who spends an hour with the object can then determine what it is. Now, I say that is true to some extent, depending on what it is. For example, Tusk, looking at the rod, probably wouldn't be able to figure it out. Maybe the ring, I would give him a percentage chance. Weapons, armor, he would be able to figure those things out because that's what he knows. If it's an
Mhm.
artifact or something extremely, I forget what the terms are, very rare and then legendary and artifact, whatever.
Mhm.
Some of those higher tier things would require an identify and those type of things. So that's how I interpret it. So the simple answer to your question is you can tell whether something is magic just by handling it, because most magic things don't get dirty and don't get scratched. So you can just simply take your eating knife, try to scratch something. If it doesn't scratch, that means it's magic. Rub some dirt on it. If it doesn't stick, it just falls off. It means it's magic, that type of thing. And
All
then
right.
spending an hour with it will work. If you don't have the time or don't want to take the time, as she just shared, you can do the ritual, which takes 10 minutes, or
Mhm.
you can use a spell slot, take 1 minute, and cast the spell. Identify if you have it. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you for the refresher. It's been a long day. Ooh, a bronze breastplate.
I've very rarely found anybody who uses rules as written
Fair enough.
because it makes it really easy.
Yeah, it's understandable.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Most of the time, whenever I'm playing or DMing, we have someone who has identify, and I don't have to worry about it because they just identify it.
But spell slots.
True.
All right, so look at the stuff in the party sheet. Logan, what do you want to know about?
What do you mean? Sorry.
Look at the item in the party sheet. What is something that Craig
Okay.
is interested in, or at least wants to know about?
I mean, anything that's magic. So maybe the bow, or is the bow not magic? It just looks weird.
Everything except the area map is magic.
Oh, okay.
Whoa!
Oh, dang.
Oh.
I guess the rod.
No, that one looked cool to me too.
I was just making sure I had fixed it, and I did. All right, so this has silver inlaid hardwood. It is orangey yellow gemstone, and it's very, very hot to the touch.
Oh,
Fireball.
Don't touch it. Or do
Too late.
touch it. I don't. You live your life the way you want.
I mean, cauterizing wounds.
You do know right off the top that it could be used as a arcane focus. I don't know if sorcerers, I believe sorcerers use arcane focuses.
Mhm.
But I think even Kithri, I don't know if bards do or not, but
Kinda,
those
not
could use
really.
arcane focuses if you don't have one already.
okay.
Are you going to spend? Is it pique your interest enough to where you want to spend? First of all, you guys going to take a short rest?
I mean,
Looking at
that's something we
Genesis
have
with
to.
her 38 hit points left.
she's 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 hurting a little bit. She would appreciate a little bit of rest, especially because we left early, so we have like a bit of time to spare.
All right, so again, unlike some DMs, I don't mind if you're playing with magic with items during that hour's rest. I don't require. I don't think it takes. You're able to do both, is what I'm saying.
Hmm.
So, um, I'm sorry, Craig. Did you want to spend that time during the short rest looking at this thing?
Yeah.
Maybe though, like not take a rest
Rest.
right next to the murder crime scene. Maybe
We are
know,
in the middle of
Yeah.
nowhere, by the way.
dead bodies. Yeah, but I don't want to take my rest next to dead bodies. I don't know about anyone else. Or like maybe
Yeah.
dead bodies. We don't know for sure.
I love how you like just assume there's a question.
You can't throw them down the mountain if you want.
Oh yes, because
That's
that will
true.
make them easier to find.
Honestly, Tusk would actually probably just do that if you were like, you don't want to rest next to the bodies. Okay. Grabs the bodies and chucks them off the side.
Oh my god.
What a mood.
All right.
But like for real.
The clockwork caster, the armored caster, is very heavy, but you are able to throw him
roll,
off.
roll, roll, roll.
He is hollow, so with lots of moving parts and things. So it's not like he's a solid brick statue. Probably weighs 200, 250 pounds.
Wait, I'm sorry. We are hiding bodies? Like, is this
No, we're
is
just
this the
rolling
party
them
that
down
I
the
know?
hill.
But
No, there's no hiding involved.
it's just get him out of my sight.
Yeah, there's some poor kobold walking along, minding his own business. He's pelted with all these bodies.
If they weren't dead already, they will be.
Squish.
So you do have a nice little campfire, though. All right. So getting back to you, Mr. Kreck. Here is what it is. Oh, it would help. Okay, so let me do this. I was trying to do it surreptitiously so that no one else could read it besides you. So let me go ahead and give it to you. If you don't want it, you can put it back in the party sheet. So hold on just a moment. Tusk, what about you?
I will take a look at the bronze breastplates because that intrigues him probably the most.
I would have been surprised if Tusk didn't take a look at that.
There's a couple of things
It's
on here that I
very,
find
very
interesting,
on
but that's
brand for
the
Tusk.
yeah.
I mean, he just loves bronze.
So actually, I was mistaken. This is not magical. It is just a bronze breastplate. It's cool,
Okay.
and that
He'll
you don't
hold
see a
on
whole
to
lot
it
of
then.
bronze stuff, but it is bronze. So is there anything else you wanted to look at?
Okay. In that case, you'll take a look at the chain shirt because he probably and take a look at it. See a
All right,
couple
you
of
notice right away it
yeah.
is extremely light.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Kithri.
I was looking at the ring. I think she would be most interested in that to start with.
Give me an Arcana check and a History check. The
The tower?
Arcana is DC 15. Actually, they're both the. Okay, let me start again. Give me an Arcana check, DC 13. Give me a History check, DC 15.
Oof.
Ouch.
Okay, so you know this is some sort of ring protection. It has a little shield emblazoned on it, and it's magical. Do you want to spend the hour looking at it?
Yeah, probably.
All right, and Genesis.
I think Jen is interested in the pearl.
And I need everybody except Krek to give me a history check, DC 13. Krek, history check, DC 18.
So close.
Oh, I
Yep.
threw that in the tower because I.
You know what? I'm going to use my inspiration.
It's not worth it. Save it.
It's not worth it. Okay.
Save it.
No, I got a 3.
Tusk starts to feel inspired, and then hears the voice of God tell him it's not worth it, and he just stops. He stops feeling inspired.
All right, so Genesis, you remember, and this is going to give it away, because if you don't remember, Nick does.
Mhm.
This is the same type of shield that Luthien had.
Oh.
Mm.
Do you remember
I
the
don't
type of shield
remember
that
what
Luthien
kind.
had?
Nope.
I do. But I
Ah,
rolled
it
10, so
Honestly, I remember like vague stuff, but not exactly like what it was or
Logan.
what
should
it
I
did.
say it?
Yeah, Logan, what is it?
Basically, if you're an ally gets shot at with an arrow within like I think it may be 10 feet,
Oh yeah.
30.
then you can take the hit instead of them. I think.
You don't get a choice. It's 30 feet, and you don't get a choice. You take the hit.
It,
Oh.
Yes. So you see that it does have concentric rings etched on its surface, on the front of it, and you have no choice. But it's only this particular one is within 5 feet. Whenever any ranged attacker makes a ranged attack against a target within 5 feet of you. Oh no, this is a choice. Okay, never mind. Hers is different.
Oh.
Hers is 10. Hers is 10. Is almost. It's the same similar concept, but hers is made out of a total shell, and it's 10 feet, and she has no choice. This one, and hers is cursed. She can't get rid of it. This one is not. So this one is.
hence the choice.
Oh, good.
So I'll go ahead and ID it. So basically, you get a +2 bonus to range attacks, and that's in addition to your normal +2 bonus to armor class. Then, if anybody attacks you, makes a ranged attack against a target within 5 feet of you, you can use your reaction to become the target of that attack, which is what Logan just said. So it's
Okay.
basically you're putting yourself in harm's way for that person.
Mm-hmm.
But it's by choice, so that's a big difference, and it uses a reaction, so it can only be once.
That'd be perfect for Verity.
I agree. All right, so
Mm-hmm.
now that you guys know what this is, does anybody want it, or are you guys just going to carry it?
So Tusk uses a two-handed weapon.
Jen doesn't use shields.
It doesn't vibe with stealth, all right?
Doesn't vibe.
So this cannot go into a bag of holding. So I presume Tusk would want to carry it.
Yeah, Tusk will carry it.
Strap it to his back.
Yep.
Okay, we never asked. Crack, do
So
you want
Tusk
it?
has a target on his back now.
Not the first time.
No, you think a sorcerer could use a shield, especially one that attracts attacks.
All right.
I mean,
So
you're
I
so good at keeping
apologize.
your concentration.
I apologize, Mantha. Once again, I interrupted you. What are you interested in?
That's all right. I think Jen wanted to take a look at the pearl. Something about that's just very intriguing.
All right. It is.
I think we can just give the longbow to Callus
Yeah,
if everyone else agrees.
I think everybody agrees like that's probably for Callist.
So the pearl is very smooth and very large, but it does shine a little bit. It gives off a little bit of a glow.
Mm.
Is that something you want to spend an hour with?
Yeah. And also, just because we are looking at the party sheet at the moment, I think unless anybody would like it more than her, I think Jen would take the map of the area.
Go ahead. If
Again, that's not
go ahead.
what it is. It does something different.
Never
It is a
mind.
map, but it was hidden away, and there's also a little sheet of parchment with it. Kithri has that right now.
Okay.
I'll give you the bow so you can see what it does.
Oh.
All right, so there we go. All right, and you also found a bunch of coins and gold and platinum. 760 gold, 88 platinum to be exact. And in my attempt to be subtle and cool, I ended up screwing myself. So let me go ahead and find everything and identify it real quick. So give me just a second.
Do you want us to like drag it into the chat? Would that help?
No, because I can't identify it from the chat.
Oof.
Holy crap, Genesis, you think you got enough stuff in your inventory?
No. It is the infernal-looking longbow and pearl. They are like almost all the way down.
I put a little asterisk in front of my items because I found them. Wait, one's not.
There you go.
Thing.
Genesis, you're done.
Yep, those are the only things I had. Oh shit!
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool.
All right, Kithri, you're done.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, and I am making the executive decision, even though we already agreed that this bow is for Callist. Like, he will like this.
I'm kind of glad we looted their bodies, because you guys know what this ring is.
What's the ring?
It's a ring of protection. Gives +2 to AC and saving
Wait.
throws.
I thought that's a buff. That's a good ring of protection. I thought
Yeah.
a regular one.
Yeah, you buried the lead. It's a +2 ring of protection.
Wow.
Wow.
It's insane.
What am I looking for? Okay, that's what it is. It's not what you thought it was. The bronze breastplate is not the fancy one. It is.
Yeah, I
There it is.
put also the change it up there.
So it's not technically magical,
Hmm.
in the purely arcane weave sense, but it is pretty magical. Pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Crick, your rod. All right, and there's your rod.
All right.
Crick.
Okay.
Oh, taking a look at Crack's rod, eh?
Come on.
God.
All right, and here is
Well, that's not what
the
I
map,
thought it was.
Kithri. And while Fantasy Grounds is deciding whether it's going to crash or not, if you would give me, Kithri, a intelligence check, I would say you can do. What languages do you speak?
In case anyone's curious, I am now holding on to a bronze breastplate and a mithril chain shirt.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So the cool thing about the mithril chain shirt, if I remember right, is you don't have to be proficient to wear it.
Ooh.
Wow.
Can be worn under normal clothes if armor normally poses disadvantage on stealth checks or has a strength requirement. Mithril version does not.
Oh dang.
I remember a version that does do it, but I'm not. I think this is. Am I?
So Kithri and Krek can actually benefit from that quite a bit.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
I
Also
mean,
got
I
that
would
ring of
be
protection.
fine with like letting someone else take the armor if I got to keep the ring of protection, because it's neat.
I have the armor then.
totally.
Kithri, did you get the map?
I threw the armor
Wait,
back in the party sheet
I'm-
if anyone's interested in
don't
taking a
think-
look at it.
Is it in my inventory? Or did you throw it up on
There it
my
is.
screen?
Wait, so
Nope. No, I
Yeah.
just
So
throw it on. There it is. It's so let me identify it.
Mhm.
I thought I clicked the button, but I didn't.
so does the
So it's
Oh,
underneath the map of Nashkel. Open it up and read it. It gives you the specifics.
aren't we just at the Burning Keep or no?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, did Nashkel send these guys and we just murdered them and threw them down the mountain?
What language
May
did you
never
speak,
know.
Kithri?
Let me check because I've gotten it wrong before. Undercommon, Common, Draconic, Halfling, and Sylvan.
All right, and you're in the process of learning what?
Undercommon.
also you said that ring of protection +2? Did it give you advantage on saving throws?
No,
No,
it
+2.
gives me +2 to
Ooh.
saving
+2
throws,
to all
which I
saving throws
need
and
because I fail
still-
saving
yeah.
throws all the freaking time, unless they're deck saving throws.
Unless they're
Any
dex
other kind
saving
of
throws, and
saving
it's not
throw,
even a
it's
question.
I
I
just think
fail
it,
them.
I just think it
all
would be funny if Craig had
time.
extended a +11 to concentration checks.
Jeez.
Yeah, so it's saving throws and the armor class +2.
If we are putting things in the party sheet, do you want me to put the longbow in there so everybody can see how cool it is?
Or you can
Ooh.
just tell them.
We can just,
I
I
could.
don't want it
I
in the
put it
party
in
sheet
there
'cause
because
I'm trying to get things out of the party sheet.
Oh,
I only put it in there because Craig mentioned he might want to take it.
Yeah,
yeah. Join me in
it's
the
basically
medium
the
armor
only
club.
armor I could wear.
Yeah.
Wait, it's medium armor?
So
Yep,
it,
Yeah.
technically
That's
it's
why I
media.
wouldn't want it,
but
because
It
it
does
won't
not.
fully
It's
use my decks.
it will.
it,
It's
it's
mithril.
dex.
Yeah. It's
So-
Oh, really?
mithril.
You can not only can you wear it when not being proficient in it, you can also it does not give you disadvantage for stealth,
Well,
and you're able to use your dex. So it's pretty cool.
wait, but isn't
Well,
that
what size
that's
is
the
it?
same
Is
AC
it
I have
K3 size?
right now?
You
Isn't
could adjust it. So it gives you a base 13 plus.
It says that it has a max dex bonus of 2.
That's because it's
so the max armor you can have is 15.
That's
or-
because it's a
Yeah.
based off of a chain shirt.
Correct.
It doesn't automatically update for the mithril.
All right, so K3, give me history or yeah, I think it would be history would be the best bet, or arcana, I guess.
They're the same.
Okay.
Like
So
plus modifier.
give me one of those in the chat in the tower.
I almost threw it in the chat. It was very close.
I mean,
All right, so written on the piece of paper are a couple different things. But the way it's the writing is on this little scrap of paper, took you a little while to realize what it was, because it wasn't like it was done professionally. It was just sort of scribbled. So you had to sort of think it through and sound it out and realize what they were. And that was with the map. And so it's very, like I said, the map is very specific, and it's sort of hand drawn with different key markers and visual landmarks and things drawn on there. And it's just from exactly what I said, point A to point B, nothing north or south, east or west of those locations. All right, and Tusk, since you're back, go ahead and give me a history check. I'm going to say DC 12.
Okay. Hey, straight rolls, man.
All right, so during the fight, it was clear that the bodyguard was guarding. So I'm telling you this because due to your tactical and knowledge and things, the way that you interact in a fight, you're used to being in groups where you have a leader and things like that during a fight, things like a battle master type ideal. And so you realize that the dwarf was the leader. The bodyguard was specifically guarding him.
All right.
All right, so besides the name, is there anything else, any other questions that are remaining unanswered, even if you asked them already?
Would Kith3 be considered a spellcaster?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I can't. Well, I could use the Mithril Chain Shirt, but it won't give me any more AC than I currently have.
Okay.
So
The drawback to having the chain shirt is you cannot use mage armor.
I don't have mage armor anyway. So
So how do you
Oh,
have
don't you?
15
because I'm a draconic
sorcerer?
bloodline sorcerer,
All right.
Sorcerer,
They
you
do
yeah,
get
you
have
got
natural
13
armor.
plus Dex.
nice. Yep.
Oh, nice.
So I was thinking maybe I could give Kith3 the Mithril shirt and the Rod of Fire, and I could get the ring. Because it's not just a Rod of Fireball; it's a Rod of Fire. It's better, but it's still half used.
So did you want to explain to people what it does?
It lets you not just cast Fireball, but Fireball, Flaming Sphere, and Scorching Ray.
Oh,
It has
dang.
16 charges, 1 charge for Flaming Sphere or Scorching Ray, and you can upcast it using more charges, and 2 for Fireball. I don't think, it doesn't regain charges though.
Oof.
So once it's empty, it's just a fancy rod.
Yeah,
Well,
it has a chance of disintegrating once its last charge is used. Unless I just missed it. I thought I read through it all the way.
who is trained in Arcana?
I am.
I am.
I am.
Yeah, I thought. Okay, so by trained I meant proficient. So you would presume, since there is an indicator of where the charges are, and it does go to 30, you would presume there would be a way to put more charges back in.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Maybe putting your empty spell slots in it at the end of the day or something.
I could put some spell slots in it for Kith3.
I mean, I have
Well, I mean,
spell
like,
slots that I
that-
don't often use too.
I mean, like, that's probably not how you recharge it, but like, That's just me making guesses.
But there's also I have nothing against rolling.
Oh yeah, rolling,
So
that's a thing.
if you guys can want to, you can do either 12, 20, or percentile, and just determine beforehand whether you want high or low, and roll off to see who gets what.
Nashkel didn't respond.
So
I don't know.
Oh, so what does? Let me look at the mithril armor again.
I think Kithri would probably benefit the most from it.
Yeah.
Because like basically it would reduce Jen's AC by 2, and then it would only just make her quieter.
Hmm.
So she
It would
she's
increase
okay
my
being loud.
AC by 1.
And I'll
Okay.
give you the rod of fire.
Sure.
Sounds like Logan.
That's fine. I'll give you the ring. How do I put the ring back in the party sheet?
I don't want to fresh you.
Grab the little star thing
I
and drag
literally
it
just did
in from your character sheet to the like that.
Rod of fire is pretty cool.
And then you guys can basically just do the same thing in reverse to your character sheet from the party sheet.
We might have to. How do I equip armor?
I believe
Click
You know
the
the
little
little
circle
circle?
next to the weight.
Okay.
And when it shows like a shirt that's equipped, but you'll
Okay.
probably have to unequip any other armor you have on 1st. And then we might have to go in and readjust some stuff.
It was automatically equipped. Let me. Oh, yeah, no, it automatically unequipped my studded leather.
Oh, nice.
And so right now, it's not adding the entirety of my dex, it's just adding 2. So my AC actually decreased. So. But Sven, you said something about how the mithril armor will allow me to use my entire dex. Or did I hear that wrong? Am I misunderstanding?
that is correct. And the mithril armor does allow you to use your full dex. Go ahead and roll stealth for me. K3.
It's like.
Okay,
Looks
so
like
the
I have
red means
disadvantage.
it's a yes. All right, so now go ahead and roll it again. Okay, so
32.
So that's what I was checking because I'm not used to this new theme, so I wasn't sure which one. So yeah, the only thing we needed to change was dex. Everything else was great, was good, because it shows you are proficient and south. Yep, perfect. Yep, so you're good. So is 18 better than what it was before?
Yep, it was 17 before.
Okay, so by 1. It's not huge, but better.
But hey, something that would hit you, maybe might not.
Plus, it's a lot less work. Your started leather was actually heavier than this, and it was stinky and nasty. This doesn't get stinky and nasty.
It doesn't absorb smells.
Yay! I do have like a lotion, a lavender scented lotion in my item.
Lotion.
So now I can smell like lavender and
Nice.
not like sweat and grime.
And hey, now I get a 17 AC.
Yay!
And plus 11 to my con saves. Or no, not 11. Plus 10. Sorry, I was looking at my charisma. Plus 10.
I would have had plus 11 to my dex saves.
All right, so we need to put that stuff in there 1 second.
And while Sven is doing that, I will tell you guys about the longbow, the draconic-looking longbow that we are going to be giving to Callus.
Infernal. It's different.
Infernal, yes, you are right. It is a Arrhenius Longbow? Not sure if I'm saying that correctly.
Arrhenius.
Cool.
Could you link it in the chat?
I don't know if you guys can see that while it's in the chat. While attuned to this weapon, when you hit with it, the target must succeed on a DC 14 Constitution saving throw or be poisoned. The poison lasts until it is removed by the Lesser Restoration spell or similar magic.
Wow.
Oh,
And the damage it does is 1d8 piercing plus 1d8 poison, and it is a +1 longbow.
nice.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It does require attunement, but it's pretty dang good.
Yeah, I got my first attunable item. Yay, that's correct.
Nice.
Meanwhile, Jen's over here just with the pearl, she doesn't really want to give it up, but she will tell you guys about it. If you want to hear about it.
Yeah.
Sure. We'd love to hear about your special pearl.
It is a pearl of power. While this pearl is on your person, you can use an action to speak its command word and regain 1 expended spell slot. If the expended slot was of 4th level or higher, the new slot is 3rd level. Once you have used the pearl, it can't be used again until the next dawn.
That's
And I
really
believe it is an arcane focus. I'm not quite sure though.
I don't believe that item is the arcane focus,
Yeah,
but it could be.
I wouldn't want it. The only person you have to fight is Crick, and he got a ring of
No,
protection,
yeah,
so you can't
I'm good.
complain.
That'd be really good for like a warlock who has very limited spell slots.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. Would it work properly for a warlock? Because warlocks have kind of they
Yeah.
can use any level spell slot as long
Well-
as they have the charge.
Not any level. They have 1 level's worth of spell slots that levels up as they level up. So they have 2 5th level spell slots at higher levels, and but they only have a few spell slots. So yes, pearls of power, and I think there's rods that do similar things. Are actually very useful to warlocks with their limited spell slots.
Mm-hmm.
Though, benefit of warlock, you get your spells back on a short rest instead of a long rest.
All right. Kithri, would you attack Krek, please?
No.
It's come to blows over the items.
She is willing to fight you for that ring back. 'Twas a trick. She wants all of the AC.
Jeez.
I can't tell if I'm targeting him or not. Okay, I
You
am.
are. You are. Yep. So you see, it says defense effects +2.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
So correct, your ring is working and it's coded. So it does not actually show your armor class increase, or on your saves it doesn't actually show. But as you see, I just rolled. Actually, do you see? Let me see.
I rolled a 17, which is his armor class, right? So it barely beats it.
Correct. So there you go. So your dex, well, go ahead and roll any of your
Did I
saves.
just roll a 20 on my dex?
No, you rolled 19. Roll. So click on any of the saves, so you can see it on your thing.
You mean drop it in the chat?
No, double click. Yeah, double click any of your saves. So you see the Constitution is +10 instead of +8.
Woot.
Yeah. Ain't nobody canceling my spells by attacking me.
Yep, so those work. Cool. So we have everything there. Pearl of Power, everybody happy with Genesis stealing it?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, she can use it for spell slots in theory.
Yeah, I
But
got
she
my
actually do
sorcery
it?
points. I can use my
Okay,
sorcery
at the
points for
moment
spell slots.
I cannot because I am using the call of. I am currently attuned to a Caller of Command to help Callus with his mount. So.
Pretty sure you can attune to more than one item.
Can you attune
Yes,
to 3?
my sword is attuned, and I have a Stone of Good Luck, which is also attuned. So I have 3 attuned items at the moment.
I mean, if you want to unattune to your sword, Kithri can take your sword. And you can trade swords. I don't think Kithri's sword is attunement. That's what I'm saying.
Would the Wolverine's Bite special
it?
effect, would that boost the sneak attack damage?
Well, because it would crit, so kind of.
That's kind of insane.
Yep.
Though, wasn't the whole point of your sword, Jen, is that it was like your god trying to give you a special weapon? I thought that was the thing for that sword, or am I remembering this wrong?
I don't remember that at all, but I could have forgotten.
It does have a fur hilt, or not hilt, but like grip, which is kind of a weird thing to hold on to. But TBH, there is not much of a description on the Wolverine's bite.
Alright. I don't know. I thought that was a thing, but I could be wrong.
It is very animal themed though, so probably.
What else were you tuned to actually? I don't remember besides you said the sword, a stone of good luck.
I mean,
and...
if you guys open the party sheet, it is the first 3 items in the party inventory.
Mm-hmm.
It's got
Caller of
asterisks
Command
around it.
Are you using the
They
Caller of
just
Command?
now added the
Yes.
new attunement. So I don't know if you noticed it, but if you go into your inventory, they now have anything that has attunement has a little circle next to it.
Oh.
I just realized, why do you have a Color of Command if it's
Oh,
supposed to
okay,
be
the
for
ice pick
Callus
is
mount?
attuned. Alright.
Because Callus can't use it.
So like the Amulet of the Stone Fist, Genesis has a crap ton of stuff that's requires attunement. You have a crap ton of stuff, period. But you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you have 6 items that require attunement.
You can attune to 3 of those.
So if you would click those circles for me, 2 of them are on top, which makes it a little bit easier. But same thing, everybody, if you could just check your inventory real quick. Look, there's now next to location, and between location and weight, there's the A. Anywhere there's a circle, click it if you're attuned to it. That way I can know what you're attuned to, what you're not attuned to.
I now hold 3 attuned items, but I'm only attuned to 2 of them because I'm not attuned to the shield.
Okay, cool.
Which would be my axe and then my boots.
Alright, so you've taken a long rest. You've messed with stuff. Genesis, correct, does make a valid point. Did you want to just give the collar to Callus?
Callus can't use it.
He can't use it, okay.
He's not a beast master.
Very well.
That's why I was doing it.
Okay.
But if he has sufficiently bonded with his mount at this point, then yeah.
I will say yes. That's fine. Let me check. Mounts. Callus Lizard. Okay, yes, his Lizard. Let's see, what is that? Oh, the Abyssal Giant Lizard. Okay, I see what you're saying. So we just picked that up a little while ago.
Yeah, when we rescued the
townspeople.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
townspeople.
I mean, he wouldn't be able to fight with it, but it's in the sense, but he can write it and use it in, as a normal writing would be just fine. So yes, to what he needs to do, just like Castru with tusks, water buffalo, um, he's working with it and getting it to where he may eventually use it like a warhorse, where it can attack as well. But just getting from point A to point B without it eating him, Callus is good.
Okay, well, in that case, she
Both
is
he and
dropping
Crick
attunement.
have yet to bond enough to name their mounts. So
Nice.
I'm sorry, I'm just so bad with names.
I mean, to be fair, my horse came with a name, so I didn't have to think about it.
I literally.
all right, and so Tusk, did I miss something? What you're glad your computer could do what?
Oh, sorry. I was supposed to be a whisper to Jen, and I
Yeah,
forgot
he's
to
Oh,
set
not
it as
good
a
at
whisper.
actually whispering, but
Gotcha.
I'll just say I'm glad I upgraded my computer.
All right. So, um, what would you guys like to do? Let me finally find this last thing I need to do for Kithri. While I'm doing this, Kithri, give me one last roll of a percentile and history in the tower, please.
Both of them in the tower.
I don't know if you can do a percentile in the tower, but no, I did just regular roll. I guess you can. Cool. All right.
And you wanted the history in the tower too, right?
Yes, definitely history in the tower. Burning Keep. All right. So, by the way, any thoughts on these while you guys are sitting there chilling during your hour, looking at these new cool magic items? Um, any thoughts on who these people were? Craig mentioned. Kithri mentioned she hopes they weren't coming from Nashkel, and you just killed them all. Any other ideas?
Well, didn't they have like a secret note?
Oh
I
yeah, I
don't
had a
know,
list of
depending on
people. Did I get that list? Did I?
It's a single name, and then the other thing that's in there.
List of components and a name. I don't know if I ever got the name.
What's the name?
I did not get the name.
Here it is.
By my book, we tried diplomacy, and they are the ones who attacked. They got what came towards them because they tried a clash that they were not prepared for.
our Shinar was too
Please
high for
don't
them.
make me try to pronounce that. Isn't that the name of the necromancer?
You can put it in chat.
No.
No, it's not. Well, I'm just gonna. Yeah.
I recognize
That's
that
the name
name.
of the hag.
Ah,
Is it?
that's why.
So I feel less bad about murdering them.
Sounds exactly like the cough that demon in the box had right before we fought that hag.
Tusk, that's a name.
Okay.
That is most definitely a cough. A real nasty one too.
They don't have text to speech in D&D. Or the opposite of text to speech. I'm stupid.
Voice to text.
Yes.
What's DM? I was about
What does the note
Ah,
say exactly? Like, there's a
Just
list
a
of
list of
components and a
ingredients
name.
and the name.
correct.
Oh,
So I'm guessing they were like making a delivery or gathering for her.
Well, if they were making a delivery, then they would have the components with them. And I think Jen might want to take a minute to look at the spell components with, the other magical people, and see if any of us recognize like a spell or a witch roll that we've heard of that use those components. Ooh, intelligence ain't my thing.
That makes me wonder if this was the group the hag was waiting for.
Oh, that
Oh
might
yeah, I
be
completely
it.
forgot about that.
Well, I mean, if this is, then they were certainly a lot sooner than they
No,
were
they were
projected to be.
very
But at the
early.
same, yeah, but at the same time, if they are, that would be a lot easier for us. Though,
It would be.
though the hag is still out there. I have a
unfortunately.
feeling we might have more time than we initially thought, but at the same time, want to come back and try and get that hag, if at all possible. But if she's the kind of creature I think she is, and self-preservation is above all, she may not come back, and we may never see her again. Especially if this was their people that she was waiting for.
Oh wait, so if this might be the delegation, Jen has a book of dark rituals or dark lore, and that probably might be a little bit better to cross-reference against, in addition to or instead of uh, our brain power trying to figure out spells that use those components. Could I cross-reference with the book and see if there's anything that matches or seems very similar?
It's a good idea.
So, Kithri, this answers your question. Um, it's from the proper nouns note.
Mm.
Rosserit is the name of, it's not the name of the necromancer. You never got the name of the necromancer. You have no idea what the name is.
I thought
Mm.
we got the name from a letter, wasn't it? Ivas?
That's
Something
this name,
Yes.
Rosserit. It's also, you've seen him. He is in Nashkel. He's
Something like that, dude.
one of the members in Nashkel.
He
Why
branded
can't we use
you.
names like John so I can remember?
Because it's
Because
a
once you have
fantasy
two
world, okay?
Johns, then it's not gonna be easy.
Mm.
John the Merchant. John
All
the
right,
Seller.
so Mantha,
John, the
give me
reviver of souls
an
and
intelligence check
killer of dreams.
to skim through this book, unless you can convince me that you should be using a different skill.
I'm thinking because Jen's specifically looking for like the magical stuff, that Arcana might be a bit more applicable. Because she's trying to remember stuff and cross-reference stuff specifically about the spells and stuff.
All right, so because you're more the way this book is laid out, it's more like you're skimming and looking for lists of arcane things and stuff. Um, what they might be used for and how they're used is more the Arcana thing. So, as you're looking through this book, you do find. So let me explain. So, for example, bat guano is used for fireball, um, whereas sand is used for sleep spell. So sand is a lot easier to find than bat guano. So therefore, how difficult it is to find a particular component is a little bit of an indication of how powerful the spell might be. You know what I'm
Oh.
saying?
Yes.
Because there's no point in having a first level spell that requires 1,000 gold piece gem to cast it every time.
Yeah, that's true.
So as you're looking through these different components, you're using your Arcana to sort of compare those that type of thing based on spell level versus component requirement, and then you're using your investigation as you're skimming through the book to, as you're flipping through each page, finding that particular component jumping out at you as you're skimming through and stuff like that. So, point is, you do find a couple of the same components scattered throughout the book. Um, so, out of the 7 that are there, you find 6 of them in this book. You're not familiar enough off the top of your head to know what these other spells might use them for. And you don't find anything that uses all 7 of these components. The most you ever
Okay.
find in this thing is one of them uses 3.
Okay. Is there like a general vibe, or do the things that use the different spells that use the combinations have completely different uses?
So all of these dark rituals that's in are specifically that they're used for evil, and by evil things, and their components are typically pain based, or blood, uh, body parts, things like that. Let me take a look at the book itself. Where do you have it?
I dragged it into chat. It is 5 down from the very top. It's got an asterisk before it because it is in a special container. And yeah, I'm not gonna be so cryptic about. Oh,
All right, so it says if you spend a minute consulting it, you have advantage on an intelligence check of that type. So go ahead and give me another Arcana check, because your last one was a total of a 6.
oh, I should have put that in the tower. That does mean that I rolled a nat 2, though.
Nat 1.
Or nat 1. Nat 1! Oh yeah, because. Oh,
Oh
that's
no.
fun.
I mean, that's
So
at least
no,
still
you
better
don't.
than a 1.
Yes. So no, you don't find anything in this particular book. This is, as it says, specifically having to do with the 9 hells and demonic things. Now, there are some references to different demonic spells and be able to controlling demons from the 9 hells. You think the hag was involved with those type of things, because it does mention, you do find mention of Maradons and spine devils in there, a couple different places. So you think, but having to do with, so you think this, relates to more of what the hag might have been doing, but as far
Okay.
as what the dwarf and his crew was doing, and or the circle and the divination and the different spells that were being used with the diorama, you don't think this book has anything to do with that.
Okay. Well, thanks for humoring me. Oh no, what a shame. We'll never figure out what the dwarf and his crew were going to do. Oh darn.
All right, Nick, are you still with us?
Also,
Sorry,
before we
my thing
forget,
just crashed, so give me a second.
should we roll hit dice before we forget? Because Genesis is missing a lot of health.
Yeah.
So yes,
Oh yeah, we were doing this over a short rest.
Yeah.
correct. So let's take a quick 5-minute break. I meant to do it at 8:30, and I forgot to set my alarm. So let's take a quick 5-minute break. We'll come back at 9:07 on my watch, and hopefully I'll give Nick time to reconnect. Roll your hit dice if you want, and I'll see you in 5.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Wednesday. There it is. All right, we are back, folks. Welcome. Thank you for your patience. All right, boom. So just so you know a little bit more detail on my thinking as a DM, while the players are coming back, I don't give a lot of magic items, and I tend to tailor the magic items I do give, in the sense that I don't give a lot of huge magic items, but I do like to give a lot of little things. So they have um, a bunch of different small magic items that they've collected over the years that we've been playing. Um, the huge haul they got tonight was sort of a gamble because I had set up the parcel for them and I was prepared for them to get it, but they had to be very smart in the sense that the odds are this magic item, because this dwarf saved his teleport spell and never used that spell slot, kept the fight. During the fight, he kept everybody close enough to him so he could cast teleport. And had it gone slightly different, they would have teleported out. So the party wouldn't have been able to get most of these magic items. So it was a gamble on my part to see were they going to get them at all, that type of thing. So that's why they got all this magic dump at once because they don't have a whole lot of magic items to boost them. They're all level 10 now, and I felt this way they have a couple more good, powerful oomph magic items that they can have in the group to sort of reflect them being level 10s. All right, we are back. I was talking to the stream, so I have been back for a couple minutes. I was just explaining a little bit more about how I've handled magic items in this campaign, because tonight, if they were paying attention and weren't falling asleep, you guys did get a lot of stuff, a lot of really good stuff, very powerful magic items, especially for 5e. But I was explaining that while you guys don't have a whole lot of huge magic items, each one of you usually typically has a decent one, at least one good solid magic item. And you also have a lot of smaller things, little trinkets, little cool little magic doodads. You may not use them very often, but I've tried to throw them in a lot. Little things that do little things every once in a while.
They're fun.
Like the
Genesis,
earplugs.
yes, those have actually turned out to be really strong, really powerful. You guys have been using those a lot. They've come in really handy.
They're so nice.
But Genesis does a good job of keeping track of all her little trinkets and doodads, like her clockwork amulet, things like that.
I try.
The stepping nails you guys have, things like that. The little things I try to give you, throw in, to keep you motivated, keep you going. And I don't give you a lot of gold, honestly. You guys don't have tons and tons of gold. I think as an entire party, you have 8,000 ish gold. So that's not very much for a level 10 party of 4. But anyway, you guys you are
We've also made it clear that if we ever really want something, there are other means to pay for things as well.
And also
Depending.
that if we really wanted to, we could take a gap week or whatever to make money, but we never have.
Yes. Right.
Also, Cromwell had a lot of money, but Craig doesn't have as much as he did, so...
Right.
Bring
Cromwell
in
also had a couple magic items that Crick doesn't have. So I'm sort of glad that Crick got the ring in the sense that Crick doesn't really have a whole lot of other stuff. But yeah, Tusk, gas tusk. He's very good at making money on the side.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yeah. So I've also been trying, keeping in the back of my mind the things that you guys have been wanting long term, and so that really had nothing to do with our conversation. It's just that, if one of you was saying, "Well, I wanted to open up a bar," then more things would have been pointing in that direction for you
Mhm.
along the way. Anyway, so that's what I was doing in chat, talking to them. Thank you for your patience tonight. I know we haven't had a whole lot of fighting and a lot of cool stuff, keep things exciting, but let's go ahead and get rolling. Heading back, I presume you guys want to head back to the Burning Keep, right?
What?
We
Wait,
were.
weren't we going to Nashkel?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I cannot remember why though. I'm.
Because
Uh,
I
the
think it was to
'cause
like
we
guard,
were-
resupply.
the town guard leader,
Oh yeah, also check in
mostly.
with him. I think.
Because
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we sent Captain Smilodon back to Nashkel. And as far as we know, there is
Still
somebody
possible.
impersonating him.
Still
Possibly.
possible that the one we sent could have been like tricking us, but I don't.
I mean, it's possible, but like
Unlikely.
unlikely.
Yeah, I guess. Still, you got to think of everything, or at least try to.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's fair. So we sent Captain Smilodon to get back to Nashkel, and we're pretty sure that somebody has been impersonating him, or that maybe, as Crack pointed out, maybe the one that we found is impersonating him. Either way, there's two when there's supposed to be one. So we sent him back there, and then we kind of lost the hag in a different dimension, and we had basically a note saying that like, hey, there's going to be a delegation coming by, I believe it's the 21st. What's today? As I open my calendar, it is the 17th, which is Tuesday, and there was supposed to be a delegation coming by the 21st, which is this Saturday. And I think we wanted like reinforcements for that. I can't 100% remember.
If I remember correctly, it was more to go back, resupply, and then check in with the captain / give him an update on what was happening. Before heading back. If we could get reinforcements, that would be great, but also may just be the hag at this point, so we may not need it.
I mean, it was pointed out that could have been the delegation that we just
true.
fought.
It could have
I
been the
remember wanting to go
delegation.
back and try and pick up possibly a couple of health potions, maybe some other stuff if there's anything of interest in the town. And I think it was a scroll of some sort that you used in the fight to help us track down the hag before. So in case
Scroll of locate creature.
Yeah, so in case we lose it again in the fight, we'll be able to find it again because that came in real handy last time.
It
before
did
we
lead
lost
us
it.
straight into a wall because there was a little cubby that we didn't think to check down.
I do want to mention that could have been the delegation, but it also could have just been errand people to like
It could have been.
gather stuff, spell components for them and bring it. So
Yeah, looking at the time gap, it's either they're super early and or that would have just been like a supply, like
I
a
wouldn't say
hired
super
mercenaries.
early.
I mean,
Maybe
like,
a couple
Four
days
or
almost
5
a
early.
days can
week.
be a lot. Just off of traveling wise, for at least from what I'm judging it off of, I feel like 5 days is a bit early, or is way
Yeah.
early.
no, it would be like
I mean,
Especially if they
4
were
days?
traveling by foot.
they could have been people getting the spell components to help prepare for when the delegation comes.
Yes.
So there's still
So
a possibility.
to Nashkel. Yeah, so Nashkel for potions, possibly, and specifically, I think Tusk would pick up for Jen the scroll of locate creature, maybe even 2 if we could swing it.
Hopefully we don't
Damn
lose
that
him this time.
stupid hag with the disappearing act.
Mhm.
We
All
did
right, so you
destroy the
guys
magic
started just
circle.
after midnight. It's been 4 hours since you've woke up from your long rest.
Mhm.
So you guys start heading back out. The sun is pre-dawn is starting to light up the eastern sky a little bit, turning a little bit gray. Tables. Weather. Go ahead and give me I know Genesis and Tusk usually fight over this. Whoever pick one to be the leader of
Mhm.
who's going to be
Mhm.
guiding you guys using your survival. The other one can help, and whichever one of you give me a survival check with advantage.
I believe I did it last time, so Jen, if you would like to roll this time, you can. I'll be nice.
Sure, I will go ahead and roll survival.
With advantage.
Yay!
Mhm.
I just realized I probably should have put that in the tower. I apologize.
All right, so the DC was 26. You guys are hopelessly lost.
The DC was 26. We went into a cave and it collapsed behind us. Sorry. Let's roll some new characters.
Well, I mean, it's a great segue to start the Underdark section of a campaign. I know
Oh my
Sven
god,
has
no!
been like leading us towards this entire time. I mean,
Yeah, you
all the
guys want
signs
to
were
spend the
there.
next year in the Underdark.
All right, so it is. There's a light wind. It is much colder today than it has been, especially because you guys spent the last almost 24 hours, however long it was exactly, in the Burning Keep, where it was very, very hot. It is nice to actually breathe air without having to choke through the fumes and stuff and take shallower breaths. But you guys are feeling the cold as you're walking along. And with that roll, you're able to make a really good time. I just need to watch everything. And so you guys make it back to Nashkel. And you guys left at 4. So you come in about 2 hours, about an hour after sunrise, just after 8 o'clock. Calendar. So where would you like to go?
I think first order of business would be looking for the captain. So the guards' quarters, or wherever we know the captain would probably be likely to be found.
Overhead.
It's the guards.
If only we knew
House.
where Cromwell was. Maybe he could help us.
Yeah. Last I heard, he was on a mission for them. Oh, it would be so bad if if that secret mission that the captain asked him for was to investigate the tower, and he was just killed and incinerated in fire. It'd be such a loss of a good friend.
I don't like you talking that way. I mean, if the captain sent him on a mission, was that before or after he was being
Pretty sure it was
impersonated?
before.
Dun, dun, dun.
The impersonation is relatively recent.
Yeah.
I think I wrote it down in my notes.
So for those of you on stream, I'm looking for a particular book I have that gives me all the details of Nashkel.
I
So
believe this is the right note, but I have something that says captured Saturday
There
the
it is.
21st of the first moon. So I don't know. I mean,
Yes. Oh shoot.
it's a month ago.
Thanks for sharing the map of Nashkel. However, I don't know exactly where guard tower would be. Just
26 and 27.
based off of looking at the buildings.
Jail. It's 85.
Or not tower of the
guardhouse. See.
building. I feel like I'm blanking on the specific word that I'm looking for, but
Oh,
Barracks.
that's the guardhouse.
yeah, I think that might be it. Barracks.
I will say that my note was correct. I looked at the calendar, and it did have a note saying that that's when Captain Smilodon was captured.
All right, so give me just one more moment here. I'm looking. I found the jail, but that's not what we're looking for.
Right, you have this like very in detailed every building mapped out for this city, which is like insane.
It's so cool. I love how much work Sven puts into the campaign, and I feel regret that like we often like brush over those things.
I mean, hey, at least we keep coming back to the
it's
city.
so
It's
cool.
not like we burnt the city to the ground and left it.
Yet.
Yes.
I mean, it did. There were attempts to burn down the city. They just weren't made by us.
As far as you know.
Shit. Time travel, my dude. Or I guess half the party is secretly evil, and we just never really talked about that kind of stuff.
See, it is that F. Okay. Okay. Now let's find where you guys need to head to on the map. This is section J, which is here. Okay. Where's north? Boom. Right next to Greenie. Okay. Yep. All right. So if you're looking at the Nashkel overhead map, you are going there. That is the main where everything is. You guys remember from from hanging out with Krek and following Krek around on the nights when for lack of a better word, the terrorist attacks happened, the attacks throughout the city. So there's guard house, there's guard posts, there's jailhouse, the justice of the peace. All those things are all pretty much in the same location. 6. And so the big square I'm pointing to is the jail. And so that's basically where you want to go. You want to head to the main, where.
All right.
I guess we're heading that way.
Yep.
I will say, before we get in the building, Jen's gonna have us stop and do a doppelganger check.
I don't think I have one of those knives.
No, you don't have one yet. But I
I was
mean,
a doppelganger all along.
which means that you were
Long
always yourself.
con. Haha, I tricked you.
Why do you gotta give away your character's backstory like that, bro?
Secret identity backstory.
Can't believe Tusk was the one who got it right all this time. I actually am just a really tall kobold. That's how it works. No.
That extra AC for being a dragonborn? Nah, it's just a secret ring of protection. He just wanted multiple.
Could you?
I mean, maybe.
I mean, you've got 10 fingers.
But only. I mean, like, actually, I don't know if they're attunement or not.
They are attunement, or at least the +2 one is.
Ah, limited number of attunement slots, though.
Just get a ring of attunement. You have to attune to it though. Gives you one extra
Captain
attunement.
267.
You're just like, yeah, I just want to show off.
260.
Look, I have 4 attuned items.
7. What?
We do a stop outside the building, and we're like, okay, guys, doppelganger check. And Craig's just like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yep.
What the hell is 267?
Greg's like, yeah, we came here to check to see if Smilodon, which Smilodon was the doppelganger, right? Completely clueless.
Hey, I mean, according to our experience, Nashkel is rife with doppelgangers, so.
And or we somehow managed to get on the bad side of all of them.
I don't know. Yeah.
Maybe it's like we killed the first one in like a hive mind kind of deal, and so they're all just mad at us. That and or I'm pretty sure we figured out that actually someone hired assassins to kill us, and they were just hired assassins.
There it is.
I mean,
72.
not very good assassins if they kept getting caught.
Here it is. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So apologize. The captain of the guard actually has his own little house.
Wait, he lives somewhere? That's pretty cringe.
Imagine not just being hobos who do stuff for money.
Murder hobo.
We don't
I mean,
indiscriminately murder, okay?
Home is wherever
we
you put your
murder
tent.
with good reason. And not so good reasons. I mean, like,
Right.
if it's justifiable.
All right. So what is your intent? What are you trying to do?
Well, I think first off, we want to make sure that the guy that we talked to at the tower made it back and is, is the right person.
And is like
Uh,
planning
We should-
against further impersonations, probably.
We should
That would
like
be-
approach him as if we never met him in the tower and see his reaction.
oh yeah, no,
Well,
definitely.
yeah.
Don't mention anything in the tower. And I'm like, Jen did
we kind of
send
have to.
along
We're
a
kind of
special
sent
item.
by him. Just don't
Yeah.
mention that we saw him in the tower. So just act like
Yeah.
we never went into the basement or whatever.
We can just give them an update on what happened, and then let them know that when we confirm it's the right person, which I'm
Jen
pretty
did
sure
give
we
him,
can confirm.
Yeah. Jen gave him a identifying object.
Cool.
I'll be honest, and I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It's a broken piece of a bow.
Yes. So she's been working on turning it into 2 flutes, like a pair of flutes. So, it's kind of hard to fake, especially because she did all of the carving and all of this and that. So, she knows exactly what's on there.
For intent, really, it's to catch up with him, make sure he's all right, make sure the city's doing okay, and to let him know that while the hag is still alive and that we're planning to go back to try and find her and finish her, we messed with the magic she was messing with, and to where it should take them a long time to fix.
Yeah, we disrupted it.
Yeah, but we are planning on heading back to finish them off. And any help he could give in supporting us to go back to kill the hag would be very much appreciated. Whether that is in whatever form that takes.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a pretty good summary.
All right, so you head to the jail, the jailhouse, and then over to the city watch, and they Captain Smilodon is not there at the time. You do remember that he's more of a nighttime, so he sort of works in the afternoon / evening. For you guys, first time you guys ever saw him, he was chasing a thief
Gray
through
Bear,
the city.
right?
Yes.
The Gray Bear, yep. And that was at night. So he does a lot of his stuff, hands-on stuff, work at night. So it's not uncommon for him not to be there.
So in that case, we will check back in the evening. Until then, might want to try and track down any.
Did you want to try to see if they will tell you where he lives?
I
Right, he
mean,
doesn't live there.
it is still pretty early. Maybe we would just be keeping him up a little bit late.
But if there is a doppelganger situation, it might be an issue at his house. So if anything, we could
What do you mean
ask
by that?
and swing by to make sure his house is okay.
All right, so Logan, give me a percentile.
Okay.
94 is private residence.
That's a very, very bad percentile.
no.
I'm sorry.
Captain.
They're like, no, if you have business related stuff, you can't bring it home. We'd have to pay overtime for that.
All right, so I'm sorry, what else are you going to do now? You know, he's not there, so you said you're going to do something else for a couple hours?
I was thinking we'd get our shopping out of the way. Try to
Supply
locate
run.
anyone who sells scrolls of hopefully locate creature.
All right, so did you want to hit the open market first with the random stalls?
Sure.
Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
sure. We'll hit there first, and then hit whatever. I think we know of a couple of shops that deal in magical items like that we could possibly hit
yes.
afterwards. Or was it a temple that deals in scrolls? I don't remember which. If we knew a place that we were more likely to get a scroll from. But open market first.
All right, so as you guys are heading to the open market, I'm just updating the calendar. You've been in Nashkel. Kithri, Ashley, give me a
I know
percentile.
Jen also has been carrying around some stuff that she would like to sell.
So you guys
True,
can,
we do have sellable items.
the stuff you want to sell, you can start throwing into the party sheet. Just drag it from the token into the inventory on the party sheet. Um, But Ashley, give me a percentile.
Oh, sorry. My cat is on me.
9 o'clock. Control.
I am paying attention to her,
12.
not to anything else.
Nice. All right. So you guys have been making good time traveling throughout the city and getting where you need to go. You haven't been lost. Pretty much straight shots there and back. Not a lot of people in the way and stuff, because it can take quite a while to go through the city at times. But you've been making good time. And 9:15. So you're in the open market. If you remember the open market, it's changed. It's sort of like a flea market, or maybe even a vendor mall. And in the sense that there are various stalls and locations that people can rent, come, set up their stuff, sell it, and they may be there for a month, they may be there for a couple hours. It really just depends on what they're selling, how well they do each day, those type of things. As you're walking in, you hear something that you haven't heard before. You guys are used to dice games and gambling, those type of things. But this isn't really the same thing. And you look over and you see there's a table with 5 people at it. There's a human boy, but it's dressed in this strange dark blue clothes, and he has this strange, almost like a scarf tied around his neck. There are buttons in his fancy jacket that he's wearing, and it matches the pants that he's wearing match this strange jacket that he's wearing. There's a tiefling girl who's wearing these. She looks like some sort of beige makeup, almost like somebody you would see in a play. All of them sort of give off the general feel like they would be in a play, so wearing some sort of costumes. She's wearing these pants that are like cutoff pants. There's a dwarf with brown hair who's speaking in this odd accent, very clearly fake. There's a little human girl in a fancy black dress. She's wearing these strange shoes, sort of like sandals, but they have a tall heel. And there's this kobold who's wearing these spectacles on his eyes, little strange metal rings with glass in them, and this odd looking white robe, again, makeup on his face. And as you're approaching from a distance away, you see the girl and one of the boys, the tiefling girl, and the dwarf. Once in a while will come over and they're trying to sell people stuff. It looks like they're holding some kind of potion. But you see the people at the table. Each of them have a spot at the table, and they're picking up these oddly shaped dice, putting them in this wooden tower thing that rolls the dice for them. And they're there you go. The one male, the human boy in that strange looking attire, is never moves from the table. He stays at the table and he will interact with one of them or two of them or three of them, and then they will sort of look around, and then sometimes they'll call over to their friend, and they'll take their place and get up. And as you get close enough to hear what they're saying, as the tiefling starts walking towards you guys with these potions in her hand, you hear the boy at the table. Oh snap! That cute clerk in the mailroom just returned your text.
Oh.
And the girl, the tiefling, walks up to you guys. I don't have anything. And she says, "You guys look like some real adventurers. You would definitely be able to use some of these potions. We made them ourselves." She points over to
Not
the
sketchable.
kobold. Pete there is an alchemist, and he's got all these recipes, and they're only 10 gold pieces each. There's invisibility, there's biggerness, and she's looking at the different labels on these things. You've got flame breath, animal speak, and my friend over there, he's got muscles and fastness, no thoughts, and I think we might even have some good ears and a blink left. You guys can definitely help us out. You know, we're trying to get some money to get the next installment.
Those are
shoot.
certainly some
Dang it.
interesting potion names. What exactly do they do?
I mean,
Well, it just depends on which one you're looking for, which one you're looking at, and depends on what you want to do. So Genesis, you can definitely hear what's going on in the background as well at the table, and you see the dwarf dumps his die into the tower, and the boy turns to him and says, "This isn't good. You've been pulled over by the police for going too fast." And the kobold and the other person laugh. Ticket time.
Tusk. I don't actually remember all the different potions that she named, but Tusk will
I think
buy
I'm
one.
interested in
Muscles might be a good fit for you.
So there's invisibility, biggerness, flame breath,
He'll take biggerness.
animal speak, muscles, fastness, no thoughts, good ears, and blink.
He'll
okay.
take biggerness.
I'm interested
Can-
in
All right, are you going to give her the 10 gold?
Yep. I will mark it off in a minute.
I know
As
that. I know that Mantha is very suspicious. Can I?
She's like, "Awesome, thank you so much." And she yells back, "We're almost there. We can almost get the next supplement, guys. I sold another one."
Oh, are you fundraising for something?
To get the next supplement.
All right, so since everything is in the party sheet right now, I'm just gonna drop it onto your
You told us to put everything we wanted to sell in there.
Onto your,
We're just getting rid of
into
everything.
your inventory. Oh, that's perfect.
All right.
I do the same thing. You guys have been away for a long time, so
We have.
Collecting so much stuff.
Honestly, there's a couple more things I probably could sell, but I actually kind of want to keep just because I like the trinkets. Actually, here's another thing that I don't want, but I don't know how much it costs. Yeah, no, that's good. I'm good. The item came in unidentified.
okay, perfect. So
Yeah, I
that's what I
think
was
that-
checking to see what it did yet. All right, so she says, "Oh yeah, we're fodder. You may have heard of us. The first order of the D20 RPGers, and
Oh no.
we not only are we RPGers, but we also like to dress up. And the game calls it cosplay, and as our characters. That's why your money
Oh
is
my
going
god.
toward helping us get better costumes. We're we play the humans of Earth, and we're trying to get land vehicles
Oh
and
my
watercraft
gosh, I
that move on
just
their own.
realized what
You
you're doing.
This
just
whole encounter
realized.
makes
I
me
mean,
so
I knew
happy.
it was gonna be like these. I just
I
realized the
would
theme
like
of
to
it.
state, for the record, that I can hear Logan screeching in the other room.
What do you mean screeching? That wasn't a screech.
Before it kind of was. You were laughing so freaking loud. Which is good, which means that you're entertained. But I would like to state that for the record.
Yeah,
This,
so we're
this is
trying to
how
get
the encounter makes me
land
happy.
vehicles and watercraft that move on their own, which is the next supplement that's coming out.
Wow, wish we had those in real life, right?
Yeah,
What are you
right.
talking about?
This
I
is
wouldn't
just
trade
a
a caster
this is
for
just a
anything.
game, of course.
Of course it is.
Sounds a lot more fun or more safe than some of the games I played. Anyways,
I think your type of games might include a little bit more violence, Tusk.
well, I mean, yeah, but we can talk about this another time. Thank you for the potion.
All right. So as you're talking, you see the kobold rolls.
Mhm.
Hey, gummit. Got too many windows open. Sorry, guys. 12. Okay, so these are sharing in chat. They're not being shared to you guys. Okay, give me just a second. So he says, well, he's even those of you without 34 perception can tell that he sort of stumbles a little bit and blushes. The human does. He says, well, this one's a little steamy, but your significant other surprises you in the bedroom, naked under the covers.
Oh my god.
And the other one's like, ooh, boom, chicka, wow, wow.
Nick's lost it.
this whole thing just makes me
Of
very
all the
happy.
days, I wish there was a face cam of Nick.
All right, so hey, but these potions will really help us out, and they'll help you out too. We've still got the invisibility, the flame breath, good ears, blink, fastness. I mean, sure.
I'm correct. Did you mention you might be interested in the blink?
What is
Yeah. What does it do? I have an idea, but it might
They're
just
only
be
10 gold pieces each. I'll tell you what, since your friend bought one, I'll let you have one for 9.
What a steal.
What does Blink do, though?
I'm not really sure. You'd have to talk to. I just said his name a second ago. Pete.
Pete.
That sounds right.
Yeah, talk to Pete. He's the alchemist in the group, but his turn is up. So give me just a minute, and as soon as he's done with his turn, he can go. But what about the rest of you? There's animal speak, and there's no thoughts.
You know what?
How-
Just because you guys have given me a really good laugh, I'll also buy
Yeah.
fastness.
I
Alright, so
think Jen's
Total of
like
19
a
gold.
Jen's like a little caught on muscles, and she's like, I have no idea what this is actually going to do, but I want to see Tusk take it. So
Just feed your friend an unknown potion, why don't you?
Yep. Hey, he might like it. I don't know. But
Alright.
he seems willing to drink the others.
So Genesis, go ahead and subtract. Do you want me to give it to Tusk? Or do you want to give it to you?
Go ahead and give it to Tusk. I will take off the 10 gold. Was it?
Yes, 10 gold.
Like, I know what Blink is in like a magical sense. I just don't know if they're taking it literally.
I bet that if you drink that blink potion, it will make you do like nothing but blink for like half an hour. Like just like yeah. Your eyes are just fused shut.
Isn't that spider wine like contraband? Or am I misremembering?
Well, I mean, of all the people
I
to
think
sell it,
it
Kithri
is.
is.
I mean, Kithri,
Yeah.
out of all of us, Kithri would be the one to be able to sell it.
I don't know, I've just had it for the longest time and I haven't used it. So
You should have them somewhere too.
I think I have a full unopened bottle. I'm just moving them one by one.
I think Kithri would be the one to be able to sell that.
I'm sorry for spamming the chat.
I mean, we have all been doing it. I just feel bad whenever Sven's like in the middle of like sending a text thing and then just like it kind of gets buried.
So next roll, the kobold rolls, and then the human says, "Oh no, your significant other's run up the credit card bill again."
Oof.
Dang.
But I do admit I'm a little bit curious. What is this card of credits?
Jen becomes like a total geeky nerd gamer
I
on the
mean-
side.
I
Right,
mean,
okay.
I mean, out of all of us, you probably would be the one to do so.
I mean,
So Pete calls over, Camilla, your turn. And she said, "Oh, Pete, this woman over here, she was asking. I mean, the Dragonborn wanted to know about your blink spell, your blink potion." So he comes over and he sort of looks up at you, blinking, and looks all the way up and down and looks at Tusk, and you see him a little bead of sweat appear. He didn't think kobolds could sweat, and he says, "Well, the blink is more of a prank one. If it works right, it makes whoever drinks it blink uncontrollably for 2 days."
I knew it.
2 days? Oh my god.
You know what? I'll buy it.
Oh my god. Somebody loots Crack's corpse at some point. They're like, "Oh, cool, a potion of blink," and then
Yeah,
Uncontrollable
it
blinking.
says Potion of healing, not potion of blink.
Next time we're at a party, he spikes the wine.
Oh, no.
These are safe, right? Like you've tested them, and they're, aside from what you've just stated, like there might not be side effects.
Oh yeah, I'm a good alchemist. I know what I'm doing. I've trained under Harvey Watts over in the shop, and that's actually what I do when I'm not playing. But we haven't had any problems with these potions that we know of.
Okay, so we're not going to find somebody that passed out in the middle of the road because they drank a potion or something, right?
I mean, that's which one they drank. Yeah, I'll
I
take
mean,
the one.
They drink the potion of invisible, and it turns out it just makes them space out for 10 minutes.
it's not invisible. It's invisibility. See,
Okay.
one's with an I, one's with an E. And he sort of looks at Kithri, who's the only one that's close to the same eye level, and it sort of rolls his eyes.
How old do these guys look again?
They're like
Tall
teenagers.
people.
Correct. They all look to be the equivalent within their races of teenagers.
Also,
Yeah.
kobolds are small.
I'll buy the
Yeah.
blank potion. I think it's great.
All right, so go ahead and take off the 10 gold. And you hear after Camilla rolls, you hear the kid, oh, it's Christmas time. You get a big bonus. You got a nice one this time.
Gotta support the local hobbies,
Yeah.
Can you put the types of potions in the chat so I can?
I'm pretty sure none of these actually do what we think they're gonna do.
The potion of muscles actually is,
Oh.
well, first off, is a potion of muscle supposed to be identified? Because that one is the only one that is identified of the three that I have in my inventory.
That's fine.
Okay.
You guys will figure them out eventually.
After you drink them.
Right. Potion of muscles. You gain the ability of the potion of hill giant strength for 2 rounds, which sets your strength to 21.
Honestly, I thought it was just gonna turn you into a shellfish. The blink one is great. Uncontrollably blink for 2 days.
Oh my god.
There you go.
What does no thoughts do? And I will like to say, as Mantha, I am so relieved that it is spelled K-N-O-W and not N-O.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe someone else, when you were talking about how someone might be passed out in the street, I think maybe they took a no thought.
They just fall into a coma for like a few days.
So he sort of motions you to come closer. And he whispers,
That's amazing.
I do want to know more about the fastness and what it does. I'm worried it's fastness of your bowel movements, but
God, I have no use for this, but I really want to buy it.
I mean,
I did.
The fastness makes you faster. And you see the dwarf roll, and the kid says, there's a bad one. The internets are down again. And
what's so important
they
about the internet?
bang, and bangs the table, frustrated.
Oof.
And the kobold says, without the internet, you can't really gain any of your skills, and then you have minuses on most of your intelligence checks. And the entertainment is terrible. Well, it's gonna be my turn again. So, do you guys want to buy anything else?
Mhm.
I know
How
you've
about
been
anyone
looking.
else? But I think I'm good.
You should give the
I'll
fastness a
buy the
try.
fastness.
You won't
I'll buy
regret it.
it. I'll buy it.
I already bought one of the fastest potions.
Oh, you did? I'll buy one too. They sound interesting.
Yeah. The only thing is, yeah.
You know what? I will indeed buy a no thoughts potion because this
All right,
effect is
so
hilarious.
your second potion is 9 gold.
Ooh, a discount? Wow.
Like, part of me is like thinking a gold is a week's wages for like a man. A gold is like what you need to live for like a week.
Yeah.
Like
Hey,
these
hobbies.
You know
kids are
what?
Books
getting
are
This
stacked.
expensive.
expansion better
Yeah.
be
Books are very
fun.
expensive.
These kids are getting stacked.
I mean, like,
Well, I mean, you gotta buy it for each person,
hey,
and you know that adds up.
they found the right group of people because I think like other adventuring parties would be like, wait a second, that doesn't do what I thought it would. No. But we're like, oh my god, that's so funny. Buy it now. I dare you to drink this one.
You also aren't haggling at all either, so.
No,
That's true.
Hey.
no. We are
They
They
supporting
said 10, you were
our
like,
local
okay.
youth.
Yep. I mean, that shows you how much we
no
care about them.
regrets. But I'm not
Good.
gonna
No
buy
It's
another
regrets.
one.
worth
This is
the 10
fun.
gold.
I hope they make enough money to buy both that expansion and the next one.
Alright, so as you guys are walking away, as Pete walks back, kid says, your boss just bought you lunch. And Pete's all excited, and he's like, yeah, but it's from a place you don't like, and it's not agreeing with you. And he sort of looks at a chart. He's like, you're considered poisoned for like 15 minutes while you sit in the bathroom.
Yuck.
All right, so did you guys, who wants to do, Kithri, I need a roll from you. Let me push it to you.
Hmm.
Actually, no, you can choose. Just put it in a tower. When you sell these wine, do you want it, need a charisma check? Either, any of the 3 charismas that you want to check, whether intimidation,
I'm best at deception.
deception, or persuasion.
I'm
Hey,
double
buy this
proficient in
wine from me.
deception.
Ah,
And the
well.
tower, right?
In a tower, and then I presume Genesis is the one who's going to be selling the rest of the stuff as well.
Yeah.
I
Probably.
could.
Casual plus 11. Hopefully I don't get arrested.
Okay. All right. So Craig and Genesis, same thing. Pick one of the 3 charismas. Roll it in a tower.
I have a lot of good charismas, but
Wow.
watch
Okay.
us get nat
Did I
ones.
roll a 1?
I will say that all 3 of you ended up with the exact same total.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That can be good or bad.
Depending on
Well, plus 11. What are your guys' pluses?
plus 13.
Plus 9.
Oh, okay, so not too bad.
At the very least, we all got a 14.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. So I'm going to say you're able to sell everything at the Chag Beetle Carapace. Really interesting. Okay.
I don't really have a use for it.
Instead of 50%, you're able to sell them at 85%.
Noise.
Holy cow.
God.
So let me check out. Give me just a second on the spider wine.
Oh, some of the GPU was capital, some of it was lowercase.
Oh,
That's a lot of
that's a
money.
so you're
lot
gonna-
of
That's
money.
you're gonna-
doubled our total money.
So you guys are gonna sell the Blackfire crystal?
I don't.
That's I have 2, so I was gonna sell the excess one because like I got 2.
All right. So that is also something that Kithri would be. Well, no, not necessarily. Okay.
I thought
All
I
right.
thought
Centipede
she had one.
Venom.
I thought I had
No,
one
I'm saying
too.
would be the better person to sell, but it's not.
Oh,
There are good reasons to have anti-magic stuff. The pocket gem didn't have a price.
it did not.
I don't want to be
There's
a party
also a
pooper,
few.
but we should pay attention to the time.
Oh
Oops.
yeah, it is
Yeah.
after time. All right. So what I'm going to do
Oops.
is I'll go ahead and I'm surprised nobody else wants this. Oh, it requires attunement. That's probably why. Did
What?
anybody else want the pocket gem? It's basically like a bag of
Yeah.
What's
holding.
a pocket gem? I don't have a bag of holding. What? That's a thing? I want.
Well, if you look at the party sheet and click on Pocket Gem, you can basically attune an item to the gem, and then you can store the item in the gem.
Okay.
Looks like
I mean-
It's like Tusk's bracelet.
Basically.
Sorta,
yes,
yeah.
and there's a glove of storing from Starfinder.
Neat.
All right, well, cool. Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed the fodder.
That was so much fun. I have a feeling they're coming
that just
back.
made my day.
I really wrestled with that for a long time, whether or not I wanted to include that, because it's not really my cup of tea. I normally wouldn't have done that, but I think I was like, well, I think they'll enjoy it. I think they'll find it funny. So at least a couple of them will, if nothing else. So
I think we all sufficiently enjoyed it.
Yeah.
and so the last thing we'll do real quick. What were the 2 potions that you didn't have? See if I can find them in your inventory.
I have 2 unidentified potions. One was supposed to be
I don't
bigness.
see them
and
in your.
They're right next to the potion of muscles and above the bag of holding.
So what did the potion that Jen bought? What did that? No thoughts. What
She
does
didn't
that do?
share. She didn't
Wait,
share.
wait, that's weird. I
Okay.
have 2 bags of holding on me. I shouldn't have 2 bags of holding.
The guy kind of had her lean in and kind of muttered what it said, and she laughed and she's like, "I'm buying that."
Oh, that's weird. It says unidentified item. Okay.
Speaking of unidentified items, I do
There you go.
have
Oh, yeah.
some unidentified items in my inventory, and I don't know what it means.
That means you don't know what that thing does.
There's a little note that says "See Blackfire Critter."
There you go. So your potion of fastness and your potion of bigness are there.
Sweet, thank you.
Kithri, was yours identified?
Which one?
Your potion of fastness?
Let me look. Nope, it's unidentified.
All right, I need to go. I had a lot of fun.
Goodbye.
Thanks for playing, guys. And we will see you next week. Don't forget, Logan, I will see you on Sunday.
Yep.
I'll go ahead and sign off the stream. So sorry, guys. It was
And
more
for
of a
anybody that is
bookkeeping
still
session.
on the stream, take the time to go ahead and check out our socials. Sven does a bunch of cool stuff on YouTube and also uploads the VODs from the D&D, so chances are you might be watching this on YouTube already, in which case you should subscribe.
Yeah, what she said. And whatever else you do, enjoy the rest of your day.